Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I am going to explain a new drama for you guys whose name is As Beautiful as You. If you are new to our channel, please like this video and subscribe to the channel. Thank you. At the beginning of the episode, we see our female lead Sin, who is getting ready and talking to her mom. She has found a flat to live in, and she will buy it with her boyfriend Yajan, with a down payment. Her mom talks about marriage, but Jixing says that they should buy the flat first and the marriage will happen soon. Then she takes her things and leaves for the office, saying bye to her cat and live streamer roommate. Next, we see a scene on a flight where a person named Mr. Wang is talking on the phone to Miss Even. He says that Dongnan Miracle is hers and Han Thing has just come from abroad, so he won't know anything about it for a long time and won't be able to maintain his position here. Someone in a black coat sits next to him, and it turns out to be our male lead, Han Thing. Han gives Wang an agreement for the purchase of some property and says that he has come to save him. The document shows that a man has sold Wang a mansion in Europe at a very low price. Han says that he just wants those people to support him, so with the profits of Dangan Medical, he can buy many such mansions. Wang agrees with Han. On the other hand, we see Ji Sin. As she reaches the metro station to go to the office, she finds out that the station is closed. There is a lot of waiting for the taxi and she is getting late, so she decides to go to the office on a bicycle. From here, we see Jahan, who is Han Thing's cousin. Han calls him and asks him to come to the board meeting on time. Then Han's secretary comes and tells him that Mr. Wang is not coming. Han says that he will hang up because now their work is going to increase, and they will have to make a lot of calls. After hanging up the phone, we see Han reading some documents inside the car. His secretary tells him that he is coming back to Xingnan after so long, and that his grandfather sent him to Germany for a surprise visit. Han says that if he cannot handle the directorship on his own in this board meeting, then why should Grand Massachusetts make him the CEO? He says that he has told his grandfather that he is coming to his company, Ganghwa, to which the secretary says yes. At a signal, Han receives a call from Ji Sin's colleague saying that investors have come to the company and Director Lin is going to present Ji Sin's idea as his own. Hearing this, Ji Sin says not to worry because she has also set a trap for him to prove that it is her idea, and she will come soon. As Ji Sin is crossing the road while talking on the phone, she collides with a biker. Seeing this, Han's secretary stops the car and starts asking the biker to pay compensation. The biker refuses, saying he doesn't have that much money. Ji Sin comes and says that although it happened because of someone else, she also has responsibility and will pay half. Han watches her from inside his car. Han is here, and remembering her past face, he says this is the same person. Ji Xing also says here that I will give you my contact number and you tell me how much compensation to pay. Han is also here with his secretary. He takes the number and asks them to leave. Hearing this, Jishan tries to look carefully inside the car, but she is unable to see who is inside. In the next scene, there is a meeting at Ganga Technology where they are testing a dental robot. The employee was sitting here and shows the diagnosis of his teeth in front of him, and also shows the medical report which he had done at the hospital a few days ago, which was the same only because of the joint pain. She comes back and sits there, and here the employee is telling this whole plan of G.I. Singh. But G.I. Singh had inserted an algorithm PPT in between which he did not know anything about, which he tries to skip. But Han Thing asks him to explain this thing. Then he starts making excuses, hearing which Han Thing says that you did not make this project and he made it, and asks her to call him. That is why now Ji Sin comes forward. But as soon as she sees Han Thing, she becomes completely interested. But for now she focuses on her work. She explains all the good things about her program, seeing which Han Thing remembers her from the old days. Ji Xing was giving a speech like this, and he was in a team to make some A project. Now as soon as he explained everything, Han Thing walked away from there without even looking at him or recognizing him. When Ji Xing comes to her desk, her colleague presses her, but Ji Xing is still thinking about Han Thing. She searches about him on the internet and thinks that after becoming the CEO, what am I mistaken? Then she gets a call from Jia that I am in a cafe near your company. He calls her there, then Ji Xing agrees. Meanwhile, Han Thing is sitting in Zhang Di's office looking at the project where she tells him that this dental robot looks just like your German Ajman, to which he says yes. Zhang Di here asks him if he will come with her for dinner, but he says that he wants to meet Mr. Li. He has to go for the same and tells her to come to some Shivan club at 8 and leaves. Ji Sin meets Jia Zhao in the cafe, and he has also made a very good plan for the startup for her and shares his idea. She also tells him what all he can do, after listening to which he asks her to join him, but she refuses. She says that I cannot take the risk for this. I have to buy a flat. So he tries to convince her again. He tries to say that when you were sharing your ideas in this plan, I felt your passion. Do you always want to be a lifetime employee? Now, before she could say anything, she gets a call from Jang Di. She comes and tells him to send her his location in the evening. She will take him to meet some important person and come dressed up a little nicely, for which Xing happily says yes. Now she goes home and meets her roommate. Here she thinks that the boss is taking her out, and she will be happy because of today's presentation. Then her friend Lily also enters there with a smile. Jay Xing wants to get her ready for dinner. She asks for help and also tells about her boss that she is almost of our age, but she has her own company. Then Lily says, okay, I have understood. She asks her to clean her makeup and even gets her dress changed. Now, after getting well dressed for the night, she was waiting for Zhang Dai on Zixing Road when she comes there to pick him up. She tells him that he has been working in the company for 3 years, to which he says yes. She proposes her for Project Bay and says that where we are going, behave well. There you will work in Renee Hospital. Tell the chairman about our project and try to get him approved for cooperation. If you do it, your bonus will be doubled. Hearing this, Jishan is happy and says yes. After this, we see some people playing cards in the club, including Han Thing. Mr. Lee says that you should work together with your cousin so that we investors will get good benefits. Other people also support him here and start playing. Then Zhang Di brings Jixing where she becomes fond of Thing again. Han Thing was also surprised to see her, but he does not give any reaction. Zhang Di now introduces Jixing to everyone here, saying she is a very good employee and makes her sit next to Mr. Jiao. Jish was feeling a little uncomfortable among all these people, but then she starts playing cards with them. Here, she is not able to understand the cards, so now she plays chess instead. In the end, she has only one card left, seeing which Han Thing starts remembering the old times when they used to play cards together in high school. Even at that time when we were playing, Jishan was about to lose, but still she was behaving very confidently. The same thing happens here too. That is why Han Thing gives up his cards to make her win. Whatever Zhang Delaware sees, she smiles at Jish and says that she has won by luck. Then, Iju starts saying no, it is not so, and places his hand on Jish's shoulder, but she removes his hand. Han Thing also notices this. After doing so, he tells Zhao that you are sitting in a lucky place right now, that is why you are winning. Now come, exchange seats with me. Saying this, he goes out, followed by Zhang Da, where Han Thing tells her that you should trust the employees to do this project. She says that she only manages the company, but the employees know better about the project, etc. That is why she is here with Zixing to introduce it. Here, Zixing is telling everyone about her robot, but no one pays attention. Then she notices the cover of a cartoon on Yojao's phone and starts telling as if in that cartoon she can see everything at once. She scans something. Similarly, our robot also has it. After listening to this, everyone shows a lot of interest in her words, so she starts telling them many good things. Meanwhile, Hanping asks Song Di to send Jixing from here because it's a private meeting and he doesn't like strangers being there, for which she says yes and comes inside. She goes and tells him that she really liked this project and he will definitely tell his daughter about it. Only then, Jangi calls Jish and asks him to take a taxi home. She gets a little sad after hearing this because she was going to convince him for her cooperation, due to which he would get a bonus, but she leaves without saying anything. Now, after talking for a while, all these people also leave from here and Zhao tells Zhong Di that they will cooperate, but next time bring Jixing, for which Zhong Di agrees. Then Han Ping smiles. Now, after everyone leaves, Zhong Di asks him, will you go out with me? I don't want to say anything to you, but he pretends to be tired and leaves from here. We can understand such actions of Sangadi. She definitely likes Han Thing. So now from here she goes inside some loose wonton shop where Connor tells her, hey, you are back. Then he orders coriander wonton here. Only then, a person who plays cards with him and is the owner of that club comes here. He says that Mr. Lee is close with your cousin and he had called you to pursue you because you did not come to the board meeting, but this Han Thing doesn't care at all. He says that if all those people come to know that you are the real owner of Shingu Club and I have only made small investments in it, then how much more interesting will it all be? Now he will have nothing to do with the efforts. He says thank you and gives him some documents and tells him to go to the board meeting tomorrow without any worries. He says that the efforts of our barber technology will also be worth it and then asks him, do you know that girl Ji Sin or not? You don't lose to me in the game like this. Han, while eating wonton, says that she is a college friend. On the other hand, Xing, while eating noodles at home with her roommates, shouts and tells them that in a project in college I did nothing. We worked together for which we even won a national award, and now see how he is pretending that he doesn't even know me. He even threw me out of that club. I admit that after coming from Germany, he has become a very impressive boss. But knowing me, it is such a shameful thing. Both of his friends are laughing after listening to him. While his roommate asks, what kind of relationship did you have earlier, then Jashan remembers how they both met when he was working on robots. And she had come to meet him there. She tells him that they were just university fellows and that both of them had different majors. They were working together only for competition, and there was no further interaction between them. On the other hand, Thing also remembers Xiao and tells that after winning the national award they had planned to have dinner together, which made him very happy. He was planning to go home and ask him to become his feeling, but then his grandfather comes there and says that he is going to study in Germany and they need to pack now as they are leaving. Hearing this, he gets upset and texts Ji-sin. He says that he is going to Germany and when he comes back from vacation, they will meet later and stay in touch. Sha asks him what she replied, but he tells nothing, that she never replied. Ji-sin is also with her friends. She is telling them that he did not come to have dinner with them at that time, nor did he send any message. They kept waiting for him for so long, and now he is pretending not to recognize her and even throwing her out of the meeting. Hearing this, Shaming asks her if there was any feeling between them, but she says to remove all this from your mind. Meanwhile, Shahan tells Singh that you are pretending not to recognize him right now because you love him. You don't want to get involved in all these things. When you saw how uncomfortable Ji Xing was getting, you sent him away from there. Now, after coming home, when he was taking a bath, he remembered the things of his fondness. You like him, but after watching useless dramas, he refuses to imagine all these things and says that he has only one hobby. He also says that it has been so long since he started liking her. She did not respond to his text and she did not even reply to his text. So he told Shah that it is also possible that she may not have received his text. When he comes to the shower, the contact number which was taken by his secretary was there. She messages Ji-sin asking for card damage. Seeing this, she gets a little sad and accepts his request. Now the thing is that here the person is supposed to tell her who he is, but he does not tell, and Jishan saves her contact in the name of editor. She is thinking about paying for the car repair. She sends a polite message and says sorry that your boss was late because of me. Seeing this, Thing smiles and says that everything was fine. She asks how much she will have to pay. He says that his boss is a good person and will not ask for much money, so for this, she says thank you to him, hoping that his boss remains rich like this. Hanthi was also smiling after seeing such messages from him. The next day, when Shan was working inside the office, her colleague tells Meng that their investor, Han Thing, lives on the top floor of this building. It would be great if they met him because he is very handsome. But Ji Sing refuses. And then someone comes there and says that they are going to cooperate with Renee Hospital, which is having a celebration party this weekend. They will be working with the sales department director, Shu, who happens to be right next to him. Ji Sing is very happy to hear this. Later, we see the scene of the board meeting where Yuvan complains about Hanai Technology, saying that there is no need to pay attention to that company. Then Hanadi comes there, and seeing him, one of the investors says that after so many years, you have come back to China. You don't know much about the Chinese market, so you should take your cousin's advice and refuse to make decisions on your own. Yuvan was very happy to hear this, but then one of the investors, Mr. Wang, says that the most important thing for him is to earn maximum revenue for the company. If Thunk can do this, then he has no problem going with him. Thunk says yes and tells him that he has planned a surprise for them. Saying this, he shows them on the screen that when he was in Germany he had invested in Guang, with the help of which they have made a robot that Xingang Hospital is cooperating with. Institutes are also showing interest in investing. Now he is also the CEO of Dongyang Medical, so he will merge it with Guang, which will increase their stock price. Hearing this, everyone remains calm because his plan was very good. From here, we return to the scene of Ji Shun's office. Zhao had sent flowers for her, with a note inside which an employee starts reading that last night she left a very good impression on him and asks her to meet again. Seeing this, the director says that this deal was made not by Zhang Di but by her. Actually, you have a lot of tricks, but she explains to him that it is nothing like that. Zhang Di had taken her to a place for dinner where she met him about their Bay project. He had to explain from there that he got the deal. Sina comes back to the meeting where Thing tells that he wants to invest with AI and third printing of GPT, hearing which an investor says that it would require a lot of investment. Hanti says that he wants to stop the production of some standard device, listening to which Yavin says that I know that Grandpa has a lot of expectations from you, but you cannot come under that pressure and stop the thing which we are good at. Wang says that Hun Thing is right, we should upgrade. Hearing this, the second investor says that barber technology can do things like 3D printing, but it does not need any investment. Then Hun Thing says that I will be surprised in 2 years. I will double the stock price of the car, and if I can't do it, then I will leave this job, because Hanai Technology was also his company, which no one knew. It is now accepted as Han for everyone. Then we see Ji Sin, who, when she goes to her Director Chan to tell him why she had taken him to Jiangdi because she did not want Director Chan to feel bad, he says that yes, I know, Sangdi knows that I am very busy. So she took you. He then asks her to talk for year-end appraisal and says that I will also talk for your promotion, hearing which she becomes very happy and says that I am Roro Woodbays. I will show you a proposal for the second phase. He presses her for working so well and gives her assurance that if you have worked the hardest, then you will also get the bonus, for which she thanks him and leaves. Later we see Nothing, who, while feeding the stray eights, remembers that when he saw a similar stray cat nearby, he took it with him to raise with Xing, and together they named that cat Dao Ang. Sha comes there and says that you are feeding the cat after so much work. How can this happen? Hanani tells him that he wants to keep the matter of Hanai a secret for now and says that we can relax. They will bring the vehicle up and make medicine devices with the help of the barber. Then Sha says that you used to feed cats in Germany too, and here also he tells that in college he used to feed food to some stray cat, who upon hearing this said Sha. He says that you must be feeding that cat with Jiexing, but he did not want to talk to her about it, so he calls her boring and leaves. While Sing is on a video call with Yuchen at her desk, Shikab is coming back and both of them are talking about buying a flat. Then Yuchen gets a message from his mom who asks him to call her, so he disconnects the call. In the next scene, we see Shinko at home with her friends. Let's see where they were looking at a black dress very carefully. Lily tells that this is her best dress and you should wear it only and go to the party. Then they pull it and take it away to get ready. When she comes to the party, we see that she was looking very pretty. Now, she goes here to meet her colleague, then Nothing comes there with Jiang Di. Jiang Di comes on the stage and says thank you to everyone. Nothing. When she asks him to give a speech, he says that 6 years ago, no one believed in his project, but Jiang Di and all his employees have completed it, so he says thank you to them. Jiang Di is here now. Tells how Hunting and I were together in college 10 years ago. Because of that, I have been able to start this company today, seeing which Zixing thinks how long have these two known each other. Now here, Mr. Li, who was standing next to Hunting, says that you two look like a very good couple, on which Hunting looks at him sternly and says, hey, I was talking about work, here you are when you eat snacks. When she was taking it, Jav comes there and asks her to have wine and asks if she got the flyers I had sent her, to which she says yes. Now he will tell her to communicate further for the Bay project. He says nothing, but then he comes there and says that if she does this work, then how will the company survive for so long? Zhang De also says here that she is right. For further communication, you can talk to Director Zhu and Ji Qingham. She leaves from there, which Han Thing was about to see when he gets a call from Shava to tell him that he has emailed Dr. Cloud's information to Dr. Jiang and he has liked it, so he will go to Switzerland in 2 hours. I am going to the airport right now. I will call you there to talk to him. Then he sees Xing near a model report and starts talking to her, but just as he was about to say something to her, Jiang Di is there. She comes where she tells Xing that she is looking very pretty and goes inside with Han. Meanwhile, both directors Chan and Zhu were talking about who he is going to give promotion to. Then Jane says that I have decided. He said that he is going to give it to Lin because he is his brother-in-law. Now they come out of the washroom and talk that Xing is a small girl. I told her that I will give her promotion, so she really agreed, and then she got busy with work. But how can I let her replace me, who hears everything Jising says and gets very sad about how these people are taking advantage of her? Now when she is out, only then sleep with her. Rockar asks to talk, but Shink says that she has to go to the party. But he stops her and says that you are so beautiful and you have handled the situation so well, so you come to the sales department. I will teach you more. I will get good clients, but when she refuses and is leaving, he spanks her on the back. Seeing this, Jashan gets very angry and she shouts at him and tells him not to harass her like this and to call the police. But he starts saying, you are wearing such a revealing dress. Do you want to seduce me? Saying this, he is leaving, but Singh tries to catch him as he pushes her away. While she was calling the police, Thing is leaving from there for the airport. He also calms down and tells Jan what Josh Xing has done, so she asks him how to convince Josh Xing so that he will not do this. All the matter could be handled privately because a lot of people had come to the party. Here, when Ji Sin was giving her statement to the police, Thing overhears everything from a distance and then calmly comes in between and says that this is a misunderstanding and asks Shinko to calm down. Hearing this, she gets angry and tells the police that she wants to go to the monitor room to check, so Bon leaves his assistant there and asks him to look into what happened and goes to the airport himself. He leaves to go. Then when these people look at the CCTV footage, nothing was clearly visible due to the presence of a decoration tree in the middle. That is why the officer says that if the people present there had not done anything, they can't do anything. Sue becomes happy after hearing this and defends himself that he has not done anything. Yana is falsely accusing him. He asks Jish to correct his repetition. Hearing what the assistant informs Sun nothing about what to do, he tells him what to do now. Inside, both Chan and Ju are acting where he tells Ju to apologize to him in front of everyone in the office. But Singh shouts and refuses to ask, then Song comes there and tells the officer that there is a service report inside this hotel which has a camera installed inside it, and a robot was also present at the place where all this happened. He has asked the technical team to get the footage from the camera, which will take some time, and tells Joe that if you have really raped her, then tell him now, otherwise after the video is released, even more charges will be imposed on you. He gets very scared after hearing this. On the other hand, a lottery-winning game was going on inside the party. Then Chan messages Jungda and tells him that Assistant Song helped Ji Xing, due to which Ju has confessed his crime and the officer is taking him away. So she also comes out and thanks the officer for doing all this and pretends to console Ji Xing that I will definitely satisfy you, which Ji Xing thinks is good, says thank you and goes away from there. After this, we see the Thing who shows Dr. Jian a report telling him about one of his projects, Dr. Cloud. He also shows him the report of Bei robbed and tells him how he will advance with the help of all this and all the big and small hospitals. They will bring it to the test. He asks him for help for this, which he happily agrees to help him. Here Jai Singh comes home and tells Yachan everything that happened on a video call. He says sorry to her that he is not with her at such a time. He tells her that now because of all this you may face problems working inside the office. Then she says that it was Ju's fault in all this, not mine. So this Chang says that I will come to you as soon as the work here is done, and both of them say goodnight and hang up the phone. Then Xing remembers that this was the same secretary with whom she was talking to Scratch that day. She messages him and says thank you, to which he replies with a Thing voice note that there is no need for everyone, hearing which he asks with interest, you are an assistant Song, but he refuses and tells that he is a hunter. Hearing this, she gets completely shocked and regrets seeing her first message. She doesn't understand what to say next, so she bids him good night and goes to sleep. The next day, Jae Sin goes to the company. She becomes normal and tries to wish everyone, but no one talks to her. Everyone was talking about her and the hunting where her colleague calls her to meet her in the show to tell her everything. She tells him everything that since Ju has been fired, the sales department is very angry because of him. Now they will not get bonuses, etc. Earlier, Tohei Ju had sent flowers, and yesterday Thing's assistant helped you where, at the party, someone had clicked a photo of her and Thing talking and posted it on the internet. Hence, people were saying bad things about her. Hearing this, Xing says that it was good that I was in love. Why are people talking bad about me? She gets a little sad that everyone doesn't want to talk to her because of her. Even her colleague tells her to talk less to her for a few days and leaves from there. On the other hand, Lin John is telling his colleague that Sachin Singh has done something with nothing, due to which Ju was fired. And we also saw the photo on which the colleague says that I thought that Han and Zhang Di both are a couple. Zhang Di overhears everything and gets angry and now watches everything on the internet. We also see the university's award-winning photo of Xing and nothing on her computer, which means that now she had found out. They both already know each other. Hence, she is very jealous, and now because she wanted to remove him from her in nothing's way, she calls Chan there and tells him that because of Xing, our reputation has been spoiled. You should control your subordinates well, and to do all this, she tells you how to teach a lesson to Xing. After which, Chan calls Xing to his room and tells her that you should speed up the production of Phase 2. He tells her that even though other people are very busy with work, you will go to Song Hospital for field work, which is all Jung Dai's idea. Hearing this, Song says that all this is the maintenance department's work. There is work, but he says that his department is busy, so you will have to go there and work there. Despite his repeated refusals, Jane does not agree. That is why now Shinko has to agree with him. As it is time for the office to leave, Chan comes and starts shouting at all the people here about how they have messed up the data. He asks him to fix all the people and tells Jishan that all this work is done by you only. After getting it done, you have to send it to me. She says that she is preparing the proposal. Then he says that both the works are important and I am not asking you to do it alone. Get it done with all the people. Saying this, he himself is here. When he leaves, Legion also gets up from there and says that I am not going to do this work, seeing which the other employees were also going to leave from here, but Sin says that if they do not complete it, then no one will get the bonus. Hearing this, everyone starts doing their work, where everyone leaves after finishing their respective projects. Sing sits alone in the office, and after doing her work till late at night, when she is leaving, she sees that it is raining heavily outside. Meanwhile, we also see Tick. He is also still inside his office and was also looking out of the window. Both of them now leave the office together and meet inside the lift. He asks her if she was working overtime, to which she tells him yes. Now here she thanks him for helping her on the day of the party because he went and checked the robot for any cameras inside it. No, this was all her trick, due to which Ju confessed her crime, but Hunting says that there is no need for all this. As soon as she gets down on the ground floor, Hunting also gets down there and asks her if he should leave her because it was raining heavily, but she tells him that she has called a taxi for herself. After she leaves, he also gets into his car and leaves from here. Now when Jessing is inside her taxi. So her driver was listening to the radio where only the talk of her sexual harassment case was being played. Hearing this, the driver started saying that nowadays girls wear such revealing clothes, which is why all this happens. This made Shan angry. She says that what kind of mistake is it on all these girls? Men are unable to control themselves, and how can this be the problem of the victim? The driver forbids her to be so serious about such a small discussion, but she asks the taxi to stop in the middle and gets down at the bus stop, starting to wait for the bus. She also tries to take another taxi but is not able to find any. Then, Hunting comes there with his car and asks her if he can drop her home. She agrees to go with him. While in the car, he tells her that it has been 10 years, but she still hasn't changed. Hearing this, she curiously asks if he remembers her. He tells her to deduct from him also for the damage to the car, but he says there is no need for it. He asks when she changed her number, and she tells him that after hearing this in college itself, he does not tell her anything. Here, she also wanted to say something to him, but was unable to. The next day, Jishan was talking to the doctor in Shingang Hospital that he was from the maintenance department, but the doctor said that her company had sent a maintenance guy just a few days ago and sent her again today. Here he also tells her that he is not going to cooperate for Bay to face, which Ji Sing did not know at all. Meanwhile, we see Anding, who gets a call from Shi Hospital that if there is any problem there, he quickly leaves to come there. Meanwhile, due to some problem in the hospital, neither the pilling nor the checkup was being done. When Zia Singh hears this, she calls Director Lai. She asks whether she can handle the problem that has happened in Dr. Cloud. With this episode ends here. So guys, this was today's video and I hope you liked it. Like this video and subscribe to the channel. See you again in the next episode of this drama. Till then, goodbye.